That mistake from years ago? Your brain keeps opening it like there is still something to fix. But the moment is over. So why does it still feel urgent? You are lying in bed. The room is quiet. Your phone is face down. You should be sleeping. Then suddenly, your brain says, "Remember that weird thing you said?" Now you are back there. The awkward pause. The wrong answer. The text you sent too fast. The moment you wish you could delete. And somehow, your body reacts like it happened 5 minutes ago. This is called replaying. Not remembering. Replaying. Remembering is when the past shows up. Replaying is when your mind grabs the past and starts editing it. What should I have said? Why did I do that? Do they still remember? What does it say about me? Stay with me. This part will change how you see it. Because the twist is this. You are not replaying old mistakes because you are weak. You are replaying them because your brain is trying to protect you. Badly. The old mistake loop usually starts small. You see a place, a name, a message, a photo, a random memory. And suddenly, your mind pulls up a full movie. Not the whole truth. Just the painful part. You do not remember the normal 5 hours around it. You remember the 10 seconds where you felt exposed. Maybe you said something in class and nobody laughed. Maybe you forgot someone's name. Maybe you acted confident, then realized you were wrong. Maybe you sent a message, reread it later, and thought, "Why did I phrase it like that?" The loop begins with one question. What if that moment means something bad about me? That is why it sticks. The mistake is not the real problem. The meaning you attach to it is. You do not just think, "I made a mistake." You think, "I looked stupid. I ruined it. They think differently about me now. I always mess things up." That word, always, is where the loop gets stronger. Because now your brain is not reviewing an event. It is building a case against you. It becomes a courtroom. Your memory is the evidence. Your fear is the lawyer. And you are both the judge and the person on trial. This is why replaying feels so convincing. It uses real details, real emotions, real moments. But it does not always tell the full story. It leaves out what happened after. It leaves out how little other people may have noticed. It leaves out every time you handled something well. Here's the twist. Your brain is not trying to be fair. It is trying to avoid future pain. So it keeps showing you the mistake like a warning sign. Look at this. Study this. Never do this again. The problem is, studying the same mistake for the 100th time does not always make you wiser. Sometimes it just makes you tired. And this is where the loop becomes sneaky. It feels productive. You tell yourself, "I am just learning from it." But learning has an ending. Replaying does not. Learning says, "Next time, I will slow down." Replaying says, "Why am I like this?" Learning gives you a step. Replaying gives you a spiral. This is a loop, not your personality. So why does your brain keep doing this? Because your brain pays attention to pain. Not because it wants to hurt you. Because it wants to prevent the same pain from happening again. If something embarrassed you, your brain tags it as important. It says, "That felt bad, save that file." Then later, when something even slightly similar happens, your brain opens the file again. A group chat goes quiet. A friend replies with one word. Someone looks away while you are talking. Your brain says, "Careful, we have seen this before." That is why old mistakes can feel fresh. Your mind is not always checking the date. It is checking the danger. And social mistakes feel especially loud. Because humans care about belonging. Being judged, rejected, misunderstood, or laughed at can feel unsafe to the nervous system, even when there is no real danger in the room. So the brain over-prepares. It replays. It predicts. It scans. It tries to make sure you never feel that exposed again. You're not broken, you're protecting yourself. But protection can become a cage. At first, replaying feels like control. If I analyze this enough, I can stop it from happening again. But the brain often mistakes repetition for preparation. It thinks, if we keep reviewing this, We are doing something useful. But you are not fixing the past. You are practicing the feeling. That is the part most people miss. Every replay can train your body to react again. The tight chest. The cringe. The shame. The need to hide. The mistake happened once. But the replay makes you experience a smaller version of it many times. And because it feels bad, your brain thinks, this must be important. So it saves it even harder. That is the loop. Pain makes the memory important. Importance makes the brain replay it. Replaying makes it feel painful again. Pain tells the brain it matters. Round and round. And this is where it flips. You do not need to fight the memory. Fighting it can make it louder. You need to change your role. Stop acting like the accused person in court. Start acting like a coach reviewing a game clip. A coach does not pause the clip and scream, "You are terrible." A coach says, "What happened? What can we learn? What is the next move?" Same memory. Different position. That is the switch. Replaying old mistakes has a cost. Not because reflection is bad. Reflection is useful. It helps you grow. But replaying steals energy without giving clear direction. It can make you avoid people who probably forgot the moment. It can make you over-explain. It can make you apologize for things that are already done. It can make you act smaller just to avoid another awkward moment. And the biggest cost? You start trusting your fear more than your reality. Your fear says, they all remember. Reality may be, they were thinking about themselves. Your fear says, that ruined everything. Reality may be, it was uncomfortable for 30 seconds. Your fear says, this proves who you are. Reality says, no, it proves you are human. The useful part is this. You cannot delete the memory. But you can stop turning it into a verdict. A mistake is information. It is not an identity. You said something awkward. That does not mean you are awkward forever. You failed at one moment. That does not mean you are a failure. You handled something poorly. That does not mean you cannot handle things better next time. The switch is simple. Move from punishment to instruction. Punishment asks, what is wrong with me? Instruction asks, what can this teach me? Punishment keeps you stuck in the scene. Instruction lets you leave with something useful. This is where, name it, tame it, matters. When the replay starts, name what is happening. Not, I am so stupid. Say, this is a replay. That tiny label creates distance. It reminds you that you are not inside the moment anymore. You are watching your brain play a clip. Then ask one better question. What is the lesson, not the sentence? The sentence is the punishment. The lesson is the usable part. For example, sentence. I embarrassed myself. Lesson. Next time, I can pause before speaking. Sentence. I ruined that friendship. Lesson. If I care, I can communicate clearly. Sentence. I looked unprepared. Lesson. I can prepare one note before the meeting. Notice something. The lesson is calm. The sentence is cruel. And your brain does not need cruelty to learn. It needs clarity. That is the real exit. Not pretending the mistake never happened. Not forcing yourself to just move on. Not arguing with every thought. Just taking the useful part and leaving the courtroom. Imagine this. Someone named Alex gives a short presentation. Nothing huge. Just a normal moment in a normal day. They start strong. Then halfway through, they forget one point. There is a pause. Not a disaster. Just a pause. Someone shifts in their chair. Someone looks down. Alex feels heat in their face. They finish. People clap politely. The day moves on. But Alex does not move on. At lunch, they replay the pause. On the way home, they replay the chair shifting. In the shower, they replay the look on one person's face. By bedtime, the memory has changed. It is no longer, I forgot one point. Now it is, everyone saw me fail. The next morning, Alex walks in quieter. Someone says, good morning. Alex thinks, they're being nice because they feel bad for me. Later, one person says, Hey, can you send me your slide? Alex thinks. They probably want to check how bad it was. But here is the truth. That person just wanted the slide. The room moved on. Alex's brain did not. And this is how replaying steals the present. Not by changing what happened. By making you treat today like yesterday is still happening. Now imagine Alex doing one different thing. At night, the replay starts. Same pause. Same heat. Same cringe. But this time Alex says, "This is a replay." Then writes one line. "I forgot one point, and I still finished." That line matters. Because it adds the missing truth. Not perfect. Not dramatic. Just complete. Then Alex writes, "Next time, I will keep 3 bullet points nearby." Now the brain has a lesson. It does not need to keep screaming. Here is the reframe. Your old mistakes are not proof that you are behind. They are proof that you have been paying attention. Maybe too much attention. Maybe with too much fear. But still attention. Overthinking is not wisdom by itself. Wisdom is when the thought becomes useful. So today, try this 2-minute action. Open a note on your phone. Write 3 lines. Line 1. The replay is. Name the moment in simple words. Line 2. The lesson is. Write one practical lesson. Not a punishment. Not an insult. A lesson. Line 3. The next move is. Make it tiny. Send the message. Prepare one sentence. Take a breath before answering. Let the memory pass without feeding it. That is it. 2 minutes. The goal is not to feel amazing instantly. The goal is to teach your brain that every mistake does not need a full trial. Some mistakes only need a note. If a memory feels too heavy to handle alone, talk to someone you trust or a professional who can support you. You do not have to carry it by yourself. For the next 24 hours, catch one replay. Just one. When your brain brings up an old mistake, do not argue with it. Say, "This is a replay." Then ask, "What is the lesson?" Not the sentence? Write one sentence of instruction. Then stop. Not because the memory vanished. Because you got what you needed from it. Comment the word loop if your brain keeps replaying moments you wish you could forget. And tell me this. What type of mistake do you replay the most? Something you said? Something you did? Or something you did not do? Educational only, not medical advice.